This video is for directors and owners of education companies. How to escape treading water by increasing monthly revenue from £100k to £1 million by a battle-tested 7-step method. This is for established education businesses that want to grow revenue efficiently. If you're interested in growing revenue like crazy without giving away even a single % of your equity, this is for you. This is not for businesses that do not have happy customers. The method outlined will not work if you are in this category. Please focus on fulfillment before scaling. So if you stick around in this video, what I'm going to share with you is how to escape treading water to maximize the potential of your business, a 7-step guide on how to generate repeatable revenue growth with no massive capital investment or spending a penny on advertising, problems that may be preventing you from growth and how to avoid them, how to align 3 critical parts of your business: new opportunities, your message, and sales, insights into sales and marketing that are not shared anywhere online, how CEOs similar to you globalize their business and 5 times their revenue, real people, real business, and real results, and then what to do first and why. So let me give you a bit of insight of what you can expect if we do work together. A 12-month battle-tested plan that executes and accumulates free cash flow for the business, increase sales revenue in month 2 or 3, a proven system that can predictably find, educate, and convert cold prospects into ideal clients at scale, create a new client inflow efficiently, have a team focused on generating new opportunities 24/7, led by myself at all times, full-time focus and work from one of the most successful digital marketers globally, so we're always ahead of the curve, 11 to 12 qualified new business opportunities every month by month 3, so you can stop wasting time on unqualified leads and uninterested prospects, 150 to 300 qualified new business opportunities by month 12, so you can finally stop thinking about where that next sale is coming from and you can scale effectively with systems. You can forget about that horrible feeling of wasting money on sales and marketing initiatives that don't work and having to restart them on a monthly or a quarterly basis with new goals, new targets that are just never achieved. You and your team will feel super confident because your sales process just works. New clients will love to engage with you because they receive huge value from your company. You'll no longer be competing in a commodity market against competitors and other people with a worse service than you. You'll be focused on your business's sales, so that'll free you up so you can focus your energies on directing the business and executing tasks where we're focused on accumulating that cash flow for you 24/7. You'll have a trusted partner with full transparency that's passionate about helping you grow your business that will make a wider impact. And we will do this for you. We've no excuses. We'll do the work and we take 100% accountability. So Brendan Kavanagh at Olive Group, a CEO and fund from 100k a month to £1 million a month. He mentioned there were about 2 million when I joined. It was about 100 to 150k per month, and now they're due to do 10 million this year. Not in terms of just actual turnover has increased, the actual valuation of the business has increased significantly too. Brendan mentioned my single-mindedness and determination to deliver whatever I focus on, which is business growth. Because of that, they're now in a position to have a fantastic financial event, and all because they focused on growth very seriously. John Kilroy, DLI CEO and founder, increased his revenue by over 50%, which was over 50k in 1 month. So DLI was founded in Ireland. It created a fantastic product with many happy customers. And John is an expert within the digital learning design space and created a fantastic product and needed support getting that product to market. He was actually stuck in leading the sales operation, supported by 2 business development reps, and John wanted to develop the business more nationally and internationally and into the further education market. We supported in restructuring sales and marketing, allocating the resource and what was driving results and ROI. We created a B2B outbound campaign that now acquires new customers on a repeated basis, and we've plugged that into partners. As you can see on the graph, it shows an over 50% increase in revenue in a steady incline, and that's just about to scale exponentially with some of the campaigns that we are working on. Vivek, CEO and founder of ABMA, has dedicated his life to providing UK qualifications into developing nations across the globe. Hugely passionate guy about education, Ofqual regulated AO and leading in international business management qualifications. So ABMA wanted to launch a product within the UK market, and with support from FA Growth Partner, they connected with industry leaders, designed a service, and onboarded early evangelists with multiple pre-registrations before the offer was even fully developed. They transformed their offer and service, selected a better customer base, which provided a much wider impact, resulting in over 110k in direct cost savings, and now a pipeline of over 450k for a new product launch. ABMA was so happy with the project on ABMA Impact with FA Growth Partners, they extended that out to ABMA's full online education global business. So, a few problems that may be preventing you from your growth. Your staff are not focused on making you profits. All experienced and effective salespeople will not work for you because they're already rich and have their own business. If they could generate profits, they would be doing it for themselves. To attract 18 players to a growing business, you have to pay superstar salaries or part with your equity, and I had the same problem. Most marketers and salespeople are typically chained to their products and don't deeply understand the customers. When you ask what they do, they immediately go and talk about the product, not the transformation that they're making for the clients. People don't account for the interdependence on sales and marketing, and often there's a lot of conflict between these two departments. Marketers who've never sold before, how does that work? Because marketing is sales at scale. So if you can't sell and resonate one-to-one, how can you ever be an effective marketer? You need to be a sales expert. So a lot of marketers that are affordable for a company below £10 million revenue are using the same methods as everyone else. So how are you ever going to stand out from the crowd? Marketing agencies, there's a challenge there because they're not incentivized with making you profits. Their business model is to keep you paying that retainer for the minimum amount of resource required, and they do not understand your markets or customers because they don't do the deep research at the start. Most marketing is focused on brand, which is making things pretty, large images, and yeah, this is okay. Maybe if you're at the sort of PLC level, you can have a full separate division for that, but really focus not on that before you hit that £100 million in annual revenue. So founders that can sell their solutions because they really deeply understand the need of which they're making for the clients, but you struggle to hire the sales and business development reps to do the same. And that's because it's not effectively communicated or systemized. So it results in the founder remaining in the business as the number one salesperson because the founder delivers it with such conviction, and that's very difficult to get a salesperson to do. So the last point is, for me, the most important point. Most businesses don't make significant profits. They do make revenue, but I'm talking about significant profits. And it's because they have one of these multiple aspects of their offer that's not defined, incorrect, or solved in the wrong order. So niche, so that's your specific target client. That is your number one. Who are you solving this for? Then what are you solving for them? What do you take them from point A to point B? This isn't about your product. This is specifically what you do for them. Once you've defined your niche, defined what you do for them, then you can decide, okay, how much is this person willing to pay for that? Because what am I helping them to transform, and do they have then the money to pay for it? Because you understand the niche, you understand their purchasing power, you understand what you're doing for them, so you can understand what value you can charge because you understand the value that you're bringing. Then it's the product and service. So for an example, if you have a niche who doesn't have a lot of disposable income, but you're giving them a fantastic transformation, they still won't be able to pay a super high price. So your product or service might have to be sort of very scalable and low cost to deliver. Whereas if your niche has a large purchasing power and you're making a significant transformation and you can charge a much higher price, then you can do a much higher service offer that has more cost in because it's still sustainable. And then once you've got those elements in the correct order and you have a valuable, profitable business, then you can select the best channel to market your product and select that one channel that creates that repeatable and ongoing customer acquisition. So here's the truth. You can create rapid, sustainable, increased revenue by creating a dynamic sales letter plugged into the correct marketing channel and closing framework. And I'm very excited to share with you what a sales letter is. So aligning these three aspects: new opportunities, a dynamic sales letter, into a closing framework. It is difficult to align these three fundamental aspects, and if one of these parts is wrong, it causes inefficiencies and you can't maximize the potential of your business. And it's normally because a different department and person is looking after each one. We take full responsibility for all three of these and actually do this for you. And this is the only way, and this is how we guarantee revenue growth and your success. So, what is a dynamic sales letter? A sales letter is an active document that defines and discriminates for the market segment that proposes a benefit of your offer and a price. It's the point of truth for the business. A dynamic sales letter defines why your target clients need your solution. It's tested, iterated, and validated, then used as your company's Bible to generate repeatable sales. And a well-written sales letter solves the business, sales, and marketing problems for life. It converts skeptical prospects into engaging customers in the shortest time possible. It establishes authority, collapsing all marketing activities into one single document. So you write it once and you can use it for years. Think of it as your own personal sales rep, selling 24/7, 365, waking up every day to newly qualified appointment books with your dream clients who already understand what you do and how much benefits you can bring them. If salespeople are required to sell the offer because it's a longer sales process, multiple stakeholders, etc., they simply read the letter and provide feedback to the author. So the letter is updated to overcome objectives, and this becomes way more efficient than one-to-one sales because everyone is operating from a single point of truth that they know works and helps to move the client from a prospect from a cold to a much warm and then into close. And we know this sales letter, it really works and is hitting the spot when the business starts to really scale. Cash starts to accumulate because more and more clients start coming on board, and then you need to look at your operations and how we can expand that to unlock the growth potential that the new sales letter and argument has created. So client communications without a sales letter, and this just isn't in the sales element. This can be from customer service, from marketing. It's how your organization understands what you actually do and how we communicate that message with the client. So without it, messages can be mismatched, the perceptions can be different, people can be communicating and understanding different things, but the client communication with a sales letter is very refined, it's very defined, and everyone is on the same page at all time. So communication just it increases significantly. Let me give you a bit of background about me and how I started. So at school, I was a grade A student, often referred to as a little bit of a nerd, which definitely the glasses have now helped with. But I also played on the football team, so as you can imagine, the friendship group was very diverse. My teachers and parents wanted me to continue my education and go to university, but I was hungry to get out into the world and make money, so I left school at 16. Parents were not too happy about that, but we did compromise, and I got an apprenticeship at Nissan and PLC, so I'm a big advocate of apprenticeships, working and learning at the same time. But the real fun began when I started working in nightclubs at 16, and this is where I met my first mentor, Cristiano. Unfortunately, that job didn't last too long, because when a new general manager was appointed and discovered I was still a child, he kindly let me go. My job at the time was to persuade people who were going into different clubs to come to our club. Part of this was face-to-face, but most part was online, and it was essentially digital marketing, and that was on the growth of Facebook, etc. Didn't really understand this at the time, that it was marketing, but that's what it was. I went on to launch my own events, rent nightclubs. I learned profit and loss, a lot of loss and sometimes a lot of profit as well, at a very young age, and I learned how strange and amazing people are, but a big diversity. I was also working with a lot of drunk people, so I think it accelerated my growth into adulthood. It was very fun, but I did want to move into a more professional business services. I started getting interested in reading. Actually, Cristiano gave me my sort of first book, in business book that I read, Richard Branson, Becoming a Virgin, and I was kind of hooked from then. So it was actually him that probably persuaded me to leave nightclubs, even though we worked together so well. And he was my first mentor. But I suppose that's how life is. You know, your mentors are supposed to help and to see you grow. And then when I was in the process of, I went into education recruitment then, I actually ended up leading the business development operations for the company within a year. And I realized then it was a time to set up my own business. And I met Brendan Kavanagh, who Olive Group CEO is. He's experienced and successful Irish entrepreneur, sold multiple businesses, and a fantastic guy, and gave me a lot of very good mentorship. And they were based at the time in WeWork, which had a lot of expensive beanbags, crazy hairs, dogs everywhere. You can probably remember sort of the boom of WeWork. It was a bit of a crazy office space. You know, people would actually come to our offices for parties because it was free beer on a Thursday and a Friday. That wasn't why I decided to work with Olive. I was actually looking for a mentor. I had a lot of energy to build a business, but I knew I needed to really channel that energy, and I wanted to acquire more skills and experience, and that I did receive working with Olive. At the time, it was a fantastic opportunity because Brendan was looking to take his business to the next level, and we both had common interests and a big vision that we're keen to collaborate on. Brendan presented the next chapter of the Olive's journey and asked me to present it back and share where I saw the opportunity, and I did. It went down very well, and we agreed to terms that worked for us both based on results, growth, and the success of the company. So Brendan had recently pivoted from selling Olive at the time, and a lot of the current team in place in the UK, we typical ed tech people, sort of safe hands, corporate strategies costing hundreds of thousands and with no guaranteed results. Probably very good for a corporate environment, but not when a business needs to grow, and Olive was not at that stage yet. So we changed the action plan. I noticed a massive opportunity if we slightly pivoted our focus from working with employers only and started to work within the further education sector and the education sector. We could hit the ground running. And within 6 months, probably less than that, we created an additional revenue stream, like fully new to the business from zero, which was exceeding on a monthly basis a minimum of £100,000 with only one salesperson. So that the product offering was exactly the same. All we did was we tweaked the niche, and that's the power of just getting the niche right. So it wasn't all smooth sailing. It definitely wasn't. We struggled to gain traction on some product launches, and in hindsight, we worked with some clients and projects that weren't always strategically aligned with the vision. And sometimes you think you've got to do that when you're growing a business. I have found out that now you don't have to do that. You just have to have repeatable customers coming in. You can actually choose the projects that you work on. And we were closing clients fantastically direct, but it wasn't scalable. And we didn't want to keep raising funds like all the sort of ed tech competitors. We hired multiple people from the industries who we thought we needed with sort of specialisms. We used recruitment agencies, hired experienced salespeople, and it was a lucky dip, and it required a lot of resource to get people up to speed. And as I know from my recruitment days, 1 and 2 recruits sort of don't work out. So you can burn through a lot of money really quick by doing this, but nothing like burning through money with marketing agencies, paid social, radio advertisement, external sales agencies. Those were by far our worst return on investment. So I kind of tried those and understand why they didn't work. Because these agencies are just too removed from the market. It's not their fault, but they don't understand your clients, so they'll never be able to resonate at scale. And they don't take responsibility for your revenue growth, which is another one. So we struggled with this when we invested significant time and resources. We did try, we tried very hard. But we decided to take control ourselves and get our services to the dream clients in the most effective ways. And there was a lot of trial and error, but we were learning all the time, and there was huge progress being made, and money wasn't being burnt. So by the age of 21, I was the named director of a multi-million-pound business and managing director by the age of 23. My family were still unsure, and they are still unsure, actually, what I do for a living. So projects we created had defined outcomes. We had allocated stakeholders to deliver. We were focused in market and sales and operations teams and customer services that transformed the business. We attracted world-class talent because we worked on incredible projects with the best technology, and our organization had a clear purpose. Moving forward, we focused on digital transformation with the world's leading organizations and started to become the go-to provider for that. We attracted dream clients, one of UK's leading awarding organizations and endpoint assessment organizations, NOCN, which was fantastic to work with all of the members of their team. The largest UK car manufacturing, Jaguar Land Rover, the world's largest HR and recruitment agency, Adecco Group, and also Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple's education organization, WozU, across the US. So as our clients grew, we experienced, and they experienced extreme value from us. We optimized our pricing models, so we weren't competing with anyone else. We developed our offer to fit clients' requests. This was purely market-led and not development-led. And this resulted in products and in features within our product that brought massive value to their clients and addressed their biggest pain points, and it helped them, most importantly, to achieve their targets. And another great thing about being market-led rather than development-led, clients often co-invested in developing features and assets, and we were able to retain those IP, which then again increased that enterprise value. So in the 6 years, Olive Group's offer started as a really standard learning management system with the ability to create a limited amount of digital content, which has now transformed into a leading organization with innovative technology. So the question is, how did we get there without spending millions on ineffective marketing strategies? By ineffective, specifically I mean paying more to attract and get a customer than what's being generated. And if anyone knows the LMS space, the EdTech space, and often the learning space now, that is the method, just spend, attract, raise a lot of funds, give away the equity, but it doesn't matter because our valuation's growing anyways, and at one point in 5 years, we might make a profit. So we achieved it by leveraging amazing case studies and testimonials so new clients could identify with that, implement a client acquisition and focused on client avatars with communications that resonated with them, and create an outbound sales team, internal, and a huge support from India as well, virtual assistants. So my favorite is partnerships, so leveraging new networks and sales teams. I love strategic partnerships. They're quite difficult to get right, and we'll go in that within the document. Why I love this is because you can get the best people tapping into new talent and new knowledge and access to a new market. So 2 + 2 in partnerships can often equal 10. And it's creating that viral effect of services, because sometimes these partnerships, people won't work for you. So by activating a partnership, it increases the potential, and you can really get that viral mushroom effect. So these included for us associations, recruitment agencies, awarding organizations, and systems integrators. So we transformed a traditional sort of Irish e-learning company into a global EdTech organization, opened offices across the globe, all of this without giving Mark Zuckerberg a dime. So we stuck to this methodology and it enabled growth in all parts of the business. And now Olive's education business is the majority of its revenue and has the largest growth potential. It attracted Microsoft, standing on the shoulders of giants. And what I started to understand from my side is a common reason why product launches failed. And I didn't just have experience of this with Olive. I had experience across multiple different partners that we were supporting with their digital transformation. Some of these making £100 million per year. I also seen really slow progress, why that wasn't working, and then started to really understand there was a framework for rapid growth, and there is a science behind it. So I spent 6 years supporting partners and clients with this, and I become obsessed with how to grow a business, not just grow a business, but grow a business effectively and efficiently. I did my 10,000 hours with Olive, and those who know me know I'm like a sponge. I'm crazy about learning. I invested heavily in training and in books. I started with books, and because they were the lowest cost, and they did take the lowest amount of time. But as things progressed and I started increasing my earning potential, I started to invest heavily in mentors, and now I've invested over £45,000 in mentorship coaching, because this is me the best way to obtain specific knowledge to achieve my target. So if I'm stuck on something, I know someone's probably already been stuck at that and is further ahead and overcome it. So rather than go through that myself, I'm like, well, if I can afford it and I can pay for a queue jump, why not? So at this stage, I've got a mentor for just about everything that's important to me. And I've combined all of the specific knowledge, character traits, and character beliefs I need to achieve my goals. And even those 3 things right there, I learned from someone else, those 3 things. So those are just like 10 of the key most important things that I've learned from the best in the business. How to grow a business at scale, how to effectively partner for optimum results, operational and systemizing, which is really not my strong point. I've had to work really hard and invest heavily in that. Closing clients, copywriting, direct customer acquisition, outreach campaigns, mindfulness and relationships, mindset, and health and fitness. So I discovered that the best investment within my education, instead of going on holidays, parties, and drinking alcohol, which I don't do, I had a lot of those in the club days. I invested in my career, and actually when I'm recording this video now, it is actually on a bank holiday. So with those knowledge and skills, experience, and network that I developed, I started to test the model. the model that I'm going to show you, and it worked really well with the Digital Learning Institute and ABMA, way better than expected and way better than I'd done before. It increased ALIs, like you've seen, from 100 to 150 within a month, and they've sustained incremental revenue growth, which we project is about to sort of skyrocket again as the longer term campaigns are starting to kick in. And I systemized this method and founded FA Growth Partner, and it's to help other founders, CEOs, managing directors, and owners of companies sustainably grow their revenues and profits. To achieve the impact my clients require, this is something I obviously can't do alone. I was fortunate to meet a guy called Jacob, who's actually been one of my mentors on the direct marketing side. He's actually famous for customer acquisition on Twitter with tens of thousands of followers. He started business at 15 and has grew a successful agency over the last 4 years at over 50k a month with 80% profit margins. And he's fantastic at direct customer acquisition, the paid social, client conversion. He does give money to Mark Zuckerberg, but he makes sure he gets it back for his clients, and writing copy. He's created over £1 million in sales letters, just like the one you can see below. And so this is one of his clients, a sort of a training company for how to lose weight. And he's drove a huge amount of qualified leads and traffic towards that. And he's actually replaced himself as CEO within his business and is working now full-time in FA Growth Partnership because he sees the agency model being broken. Even though he was getting good quantifiable returns from an inflow of, say, leads and new opportunities, then it wasn't going into a systemized approach. So he could never get that golden case study, which actually moved the needle massively for a business. Even though he's genuinely the best in the business, that was still a struggle for him. So I was fortunate to persuade Jacob to work with me in FA Growth Partners, and he is for the next 12 months 100%, and hopefully longer than that too. And his main focus and his only focus is on delivering outstanding client results on a full-time basis. And Jacob's full-time is 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. I'm incredibly excited to have Jacob on board because someone like that would never work for me, and that is the importance of partnerships, about growing together and sharing the wins, the successes, and the challenges. So find the best partner and empower them to help you achieve your goals. So we're working towards the same outcomes, goals, KPIs, and that's all secured for the next 6 months. And we've now grown our team out to a team of 6. Me focused on sales and strategy, Jacob on client attraction and fulfillment, Sam and Callum on direct client acquisition, Amy on branding and design, and Gio on media. So all education businesses can radically increase their revenue by up to 5 times by the 7-step method. And this is what the 7-step method includes. So you need to ask your clients about the results and prospective clients about their needs. And this is the research stage. Design the most profitable offer that solves your client's number one problem. Write the sales letter, your company Bible. This is the crafting the message stage, which is the most important stage. Number 4, build the funnel to capture new opportunities, not a website. So it is a web page, but it's not your typical website, and it's capturing new opportunities. Launch a hyper-personalized target campaign to validate the best channel that delivers you repeatable customers. And this is your outbound communication method. Systemize and scale the sales team so it's enabled for replication, and then digitize the full process. And I'm also going to add in a nice bonus at the end to supercharge the business for anyone wanting to get triple gold. So the steps will guide you to unlocking additional cash flow in the business through onboarding new and happy clients. This is not about growing your current clients. You've probably got enough people in the business working on that. This will significantly increase your business's enterprise value by freeing the CEO and owner of the business so the business is sustainable, and you'll create additional revenue and cash flow. So a little bit of housekeeping before we jump in. A business is simply a machine that does productivity or duplicates a productive event using the same method or technologies. Client acquisition is no different. So why do I use the term Bible? The Holy Bible is the most read book in the world. In the past 50 years, the Bible has sold over 3.9 billion copies, and it's the most recognized and famous book that's ever been published. I'm not religious, so it's nothing to do with that. It's just because everyone understands that term. Think of your Bible, think of your sales letter as the Bible. Instrumental and constantly viewed. So, let's get into step 1. Ask your clients about their results and prospective clients about their needs. So the old way of doing this is you would ask your current clients for written testimonials, post them on the website. New clients you'd gain specific insights from going through pitches and operating in the market, maybe going to events and stuff. But you never actually interview and ask your direct clients what their biggest problem is or what they've seen coming from you. So the old outcomes is clients' testimonials don't apply any outcomes. They add as a bit of a social proof, but they don't maximize the potential. And your organization has no different understanding of clients. So within your business, if everyone's thinking differently about what the clients are getting value from, decision making and opinions can often clash within your business too. So the new way of doing it is go heavy on the research. So the in-depth and series of online recording interviews, ask questions about the biggest desires, the pain points and what keeps them up at night. Create valuable case studies that show how you've helped your clients go from point A to point B. And what this will do for your organization, the questions will discover what they want, the problems that you will not find on blogs, and by just going through a standard process, you'll be able to identify quantifiable transformations you provided for your clients, and new prospects will be able to resonate with the transformation you've helped provide for your current clients. So a few insights to this is your perspective and perception of how you've helped a client compared to the value that received is often different. Always try to get a quantifiable return on investment in terms of money and time. Stay in your lane until you hit £10 million because it's very easy to be in the best of the world at one thing, but very hard to be good at lots of different things. So how do I know this works? So I've personally done over 50 interviews with people for my own business, for my clients. I've interviewed multiple people as well. So for DLI, we interviewed on B2C. 3 out of 5 case studies that were very successful, very happy, all mentioned that they overcome imposter syndrome by working with the business. The CEO and myself and the marketing department, we admitted never in a million years would we have guessed that. So that's why it's so important to discover those things. Now we use that in our marketing campaigns and all the messages, and that's just hitting and resonating with clients amazingly. We discovered that people pay the services to get pay rises and get promotion, so able to evidence and communicate that more effectively, which is massively increasing new business and new clients into the organization. That's on the B2C side. On the business-to-business side, we discovered that we're saving learning development directors, learning development managers, tens of thousands by reducing the number of contractors within their business. And that just resonated so high with new prospects. It increased by 80% in terms of open rates and conversions of new conversations just by understanding that one specific piece of knowledge and be able to leverage that case study to communicate that out. So step 2 is the building stage. So this is designing the most profitable offer that solves your client's number one dream point. And I'm not talking about changing the full operations of your business. I'm talking about refining what we actually communicate and how your services or product is bundled for a client. Often that can say, oh, actually we might tweak the product or we might improve it, but it's often just refining what you have. So often businesses have multiple products and services and offer them to so many different types of customers and try to take money off everywhere. And this is really challenging to replicate and scale because there's so many variables and the business doesn't reach the maximum potential it deserves. Fear of missing out, FOMO, I think the term is often acted on, and this is not the right thing to do. The new way, you design an offer where the clients have received amazing results, and results should be quantifiable in terms of money generated and money saved. This is in a B2B business, so you either want to be working towards sort of health, money, or mating opportunities and status delta. Those are the 3 things what drive human behavior. In B2B, it's often making more money or saving money, which is increasing profits. So that's really what you want to try to get from the case study, and that's what your offer is often solving. And that can be solved in multiple different ways. So Digital Learning Institute, for example, they're helping people progress their careers and make more money by delivering digital learning design training, but that is the knock-on effect. Do you know what I mean? That's the result, that's the outcome. And if you take, for example, what they're doing for businesses, even though they're upskilling their internal learning team, they're actually saving the business a lot of money because they're reducing the amount of contractors. So that's just some examples of how that works. So what we want to create here is an offer that's so attractive that people just can't say no, becomes a no-brainer. And why? Because it's been specifically designed to resolve their number one priority problem, which has been identified in step 1. And that's why it's so important to go through these steps step by step. And then now you have one offer that's defined, and it's easy to repeat and deliver from a sales side, but also an operations side too. So don't be scared to niche down. The Americans say there's riches in the niches. You know, they say niches. So that's a key saying across like the top internet marketing and sales companies across the US. Most successful and profitable organizations have one niche and one product or service and one channel, and they just do that really, really, really well. So the winning offer is a difference between treading water, which I showed you at the top there, and now winning a gold method. Every winning offer focuses on a definitive transformation, and the clients care about what you can offer them, not how you do it. So focus on the transformation and not what you do. Don't be product focused. 80% should be focused on the what you offer, what the transformation is, and then how you deliver that. So, but the question that multiple people have asked me when I try to explain this concept to them is, but we have multiple products that we're making money from, and often you don't want to lose that revenue stream. So what we want to do is design the offer that will attract clients that's the most profitable and highest opportunity for you. If there's a customer success plan afterwards where you upsell them other products or transition them upwards, then that's absolutely fine. But the priority for scaling is focus on one where you can get repeatable customers and then upsell to. Fantastic. And that'll separate you in the marketplace and make it a no-brainer for prospects to say yes to you. So step 3, crafting the offer. For me, this is the most important step because everything else falls around from this. So write the sales letter, and this becomes the company Bible. So how it typically works within an organization is there's no refined sales process and there's no refined sales argument. There's a huge reliability on the founder or leaders of the business to speak to new clients if big or new opportunities come in. And what happens here is you don't effectively communicate why the clients need your service, why they should work with you, why you're the best option, and you have to bend over backwards for individual clients' needs and requirements. The new way of doing this is write a sales letter that combines unique insights gained from step 1 and how you offer from step 2. This document provides prospects with useful information even if they don't buy the product. The result in creation of your company's Bible. For the first time ever, your clients will receive value from the sales process, actually thanking you for selling to them, and it increases the desire for you to work with them. And I'm not overstating here, this is actually an understatement, and this builds huge confidence in the team and in your clients, because you refine exactly what it is and all of the value that you're providing and just is layering it with evidence. So Steve Jobs does this absolutely fantastically. He's the best. Steve Jobs actually said education marketing is the best in the world. So if you watch Apple's keynote speeches, which you can, or you can just take my word for it, they actually sell what you can actually do with this technology. Then they say, oh, and by the way, this new Apple product can do it. You know, so they're not selling the Apple product. They're sort of selling the vision. You see it with like Metaverse, Mark Zuckerberg. You know, these companies that have transcended like almost everyone are just so focused on that sort of utility in education marketing. Another key insight is selling through the written word has not been utilized within education companies, which sounds a bit crazy. Everyone is copying what each other are doing, so providing brochures, outlines of features and benefits, and it's madness, you know, because there's so much utility that you can provide your prospect through education marketing. So on average, it takes 7 hours for a sophisticated buyer to make a decision to work with you. And this is why a lot of entrepreneurs write books, because on average, it takes 7 hours to read a book. So once you've read the book, you normally, well, I want to work with this person or not. So that's why a lot of people who are selling products write books. And that's why improving and increasing a full communication strategy is so important, because it helps. In that 7 hours of engagement, you're bringing so much value to your new clients. It helps the conversions like incredibly. 87% of customers choose to do business with vendors who provide the most valuable content with them, which is just a shocking statistic. 63% of consumers need to hear a company's value proposition 3 to 5 times before they trust its claims. So as you can see, these statistics actually agree with one another. You know, there's not conflicting messages there. And then many companies have confidence to increase their pricing actually after writing the sales letter, because they see how important and how much value they are bringing. It tees up qualified clients, so less time is spent on selling and closing, because the client already understands you're an expert because you've given them so much value. They know what you specialize in. They know who you know who your clients are, the results you've got, your unique proposition, and you've never even spoken to them. So this can be sent out beforehand. It can be sent in a video format like this, but it's so important, and it can be built into the whole process of how you operate. So I've told you about sort of what it is and what it does. And now let me tell you the exact elements of that makes up an absolutely killer sales letter. And it's not all sales. It's designed to bring utility, and you'll see within this, we don't even talk about the features until step 11. So like over 80% of the sales letter is just about value. And then you're just coming in with then the features to align to the value that you've just brought. So you need a catchy headline to capture the attention, and that showcase transformation, return on investment in the time period, evidence of how you've helped others similar, a call out to your audience so they know they're in the right place. Actually tell them who you are servicing and who you don't want to service. Explain your key concept, the problem, why, how you solve it, and why you're the best. And do this in a couple of sentences max so people can really understand what you do. Share your company's story and your story, because people will then have the opportunity to either buy in or not. Outline the steps that you take and help your client go from point A to point B and to get the transformation they require. And this is why you go heavy on adding the utility. So actually provide, don't hold back and, oh, I've got all this information, I want to keep it because if everyone knows it, they'll copy off me. Yeah, there will be some secrets, you know, like the Big Mac sauce that you might not want to give away. But provide as much value as you can to your prospects during that time, because that'll build trust. What you want to do is really build that value proposition. Then summarize the steps in terms of what you do, because humans have a very poor memory retention. And share how they can achieve that and promote that you're the best person to achieve that. And then provide evidence of how you've actually done that to help others. Explain the key benefits of working with you and tell them the specific outcomes that they'll receive when they work from you. And then explain how your features aligns with the transformation, so they can then make their own decision if you are the person to help them. And then go for the close and use some proven sales methods to help with that. And yet again, don't push and try to close a sale if you cannot service what you are promising. Like, that is the big caveat to this, and that's why at the start, you know, that wasn't a sales technique from me. This method really doesn't work if you don't have happy customers already and you can't deliver a quality service. Then add some frequently asked questions, and that'll help the overcome the objection section, because it'll show your level of transparency. So, point 6 is a key differentiator from what everyone else is doing. Not many, is providing the quality and the utility that you will be providing in the sales process, and that's going to make you stand out from the crowd massively. Yes, a few people might abuse it, but for the amount of value you're going to bring and for the amount of opportunity you're going to get from it, it is 100% worth it. So, how does the sales letter become the company Bible? Yeah, it's a bit of an abstract thought to think of and how it works. But what we do is we put all the information in there and add it to the document, and then it's used in the sales activities. So if prospects ask questions, we can update the sales letter accordingly. Sales and marketing team will use this to present the best argument that the founder would have previously done. So we kind of download all of the insights from the market, all of the insights that you have, and build it into one comprehensive document, which can then be put into short form, long form, text, videos, etc. But we really know what value that we're bringing, and it makes it very, very clear for your organization and for the client what value you're delivering. Then, step 4, building the marketing funnel to capture new opportunities. This is not a website. So typically, a website is a brochure, and this is little to no value for your new prospects, clients.
the copywriting is poor, it's focused on massive images, and it's not focused on a specific client. The focus goes on design and not utility. You try to appeal to everyone. But what happens from that is you don't drive any new opportunities. It's only there to prove that your company is legit. And absolutely no one is resonating it. So you're trying to appeal with everyone and you're actually resonating with no one. So the new way is create a funnel instead of a web brochure. That is to create new opportunities. And I'm calling it a web brochure so people can just understand that it's not really being useful. It's just like a brochure. It's like for tire kicking. You know, what you want to create is a funnel that has utility. You give useful information that resonates with your clients. How do you know what resonates? Because you've outlined all them from step 3 when you created your sales letter. So your website is now the funnel, which is your online sales page. The page persuades prospects to engage by exchanging their data for value. So new prospects lands on, you might give a free giveaway, and for that they give you their email address, and from that email address you then nurture and try to turn that prospect into a new client. So this generates new leads and schedules new business appointments. So the job of a website should be, the main focus should be to generate new opportunities. Life is about value exchange. The more value you bring, the more you receive in exchange. If you want more money, help more people. If you want more love, love more people. Simple as that. Bring value through utility and the prospect will give you the data in return. So key aspects to a funnel. Big claim and what the transformation is. Social proof and testimonial. Validated copy that brings utility to your prospect. Data capture in exchange for value. Book an online sales meeting. And then some risk reversal as well. So if you want people to work with you, like say that you guarantee results and outcomes, and it might be a 30 days money back guarantee or cooling off, you know, all these sort of things just prove to the client that you have 100% confident in your service and you are trying to exchange your service for their money. So if you don't believe in your service, how can you expect new prospects to believe in your service? So funnel is a series of web pages designed to guide a person through the steps to lead them to a specific goal, and that goal is to purchase a good or service. So as you can see, from awareness to interest and consideration, intent, evaluation through purpose, moves from lead generation to lead nurturing down into sales. So the sales funnel is a marketing strategy designed to turn cold prospects into long-term customers. You're probably seeing now some repeating here and how it's all driving all together. The layout of the funnel is the sales page to drive traffic, data capture, a quiz to qualify, and then automated booking through Calendly straight into a sales meeting. So why do you need a funnel? Well, think of it as like a website in the 1990s. How far ahead if you would have been one of the first people to do a website in the 1990s, and now everyone has one. Leading internet marketers have been doing this for years, but it's not in mainstream business yet. And people are only starting to transition this for mainstream business. So the opportunity is now to take advantage of this, because this opportunity of a funnel will not be around forever in the way of which we are going to do it. So step 5 is communication. So launch a hyper-personalized outbound campaign that delivers repeatable customers. And this is when you really start to ramp up and fill that pipeline so you can close them effectively. And now we're bringing value because we have all of the steps. We know what value that we're bringing. So the old way is promote the business through a number of different channels in a sporadic way, hire an expensive marketing agency or sales reps. You know, in a lot of meetings with clients initially where they're like, you know, we're going to try 8 different channels. Like, to do 8 different channels effectively, it just takes up so much time, and they're often just really receiving results from none. So just focus on getting one right and then scaling that up. And then once that's at capacity, then move on. So what happens here is you're not confident where the next sale is coming from, causing you to work on terms that are less than perfect for you, bending over backwards to satisfy the customer needs. Leverage the new way is to leverage multiple channels to reach your desired outcome where they hang out on email or LinkedIn. So what we want to do is to test. So building the database, scrape and cleanse that database, and actually work on the killer B2B. Because I've done this now a number of times, I know that a very effective way of doing this at scale is by cold email, and I'm going to get into some of the evidence in that in a sec. So what happens is new business opportunities are created and appointments are set with dream clients. So we have our main channel, and then what we can do is we can layer in some omnipresence to really ramp that up, but we're just focused on one process. And as stuff builds and scales, we can, like I said, we can start doing the other one. But what we want to do is we want to leverage one process and then support that maybe by like a multiple one. So for example, in the L&D space, email and LinkedIn are used really, really effectively for B2B outbound prospecting. So email supported by LinkedIn to generate new opportunities just works fantastically well. So you can forget about all of the other things for the time being and really just focus on that, because this is about generating additional revenue. It's not about becoming the best brand and winning awards for the best brand. What this is to do is to focus on growing your business, and this is the best way to do it. So yes, we want to create that omnipresence campaign that is structured and optimized. We want to become the person of influence by connecting to the market and bringing value, because as mentioned, life is a value exchange. If you can measure it, you can improve it. Okay, so I mentioned emails are very good. Mass market emails sent outbound, majority are landing in people's promotions and junk, and that's probably why you think, looking at this, yeah, tried email before, doesn't work. So what you need to do is you actually need to create a separate domain in multiple different domains. Most of my clients are running from multiple different domains, so you don't burn your main one. In regards to sales, the lead research is the biggest challenge for 40% of salespeople, because most salespeople are actually doing like 360-degree roles. So actually, just by solving that biggest pain point, you're nearly solving half of the pain point for your salespeople. And then 80% of shoppers say no 4 times before saying yes. So what we need to do is have that ongoing campaign and direct client acquisition strategy, because even if it's not right for your target niche at this very time, or you might not communicate in the best way, that's not to say that they won't be an appropriate client in 3 months. And that's why it's very important to have a repeatable client acquisition strategy. Most people just, I tried it once and it didn't work. When I hear that, I almost feel sorry, because people are leaving money on the table. You're not maximizing the value of the business because you don't have that systemized approach. So how do you get, how do you improve your open rate to be like 40% when most people's are like are about 10% or below? How you do this is create a really intriguing subject line and make sure that you get put into the main folder and not in the promotions folder. For DLI, we are currently getting a 75% open rate, and that's targeting the largest L&D managers in the UK and Ireland businesses above 5,000 employees, and we're getting a 75% open rate in that, because we understand the market, we're bringing value, and that's why. And obviously we're landing in the main inbox, not the junk inbox. So don't start sending out 1,000 emails a day from your main domain. Just, if you're doing that, stop that now and research and put a proper plan in place. Speak to me, or just do some research online, but that is really not helping you. So how do you improve the response rates to get to 10%? So personalize the first line and complement your prospect. So what we want to do is people are, these people who you want to target, maybe L&D managers, HR managers, directors of colleges, big corporate businesses, they're getting 100 emails a day, school, principals, etc. Like, what makes you different? You need to personalize and complement the prospect and add then killer copy in that. And you can only do that because you're resonating them with step 3. Yes, it takes more time, but the value that you receive in return is huge. So how can you use it at scale? So if you're doing 2,000 prospects on an outreach campaign, 14,000 touch points through a sequence, you can get a 10% response rate. That's our average at the moment. With a 2% booking rate, we're actually slightly higher than a 2% booking rate. That gives you 40 meetings a month. Not all of those will show up, but 9 out of 10, because you put in some nice sequencing. That's 36 meetings a month at an average close rate of 50%, which is high on a close rate. That's like founder and good sales, that closing rate. You are getting an additional 18 new deals per month just by running one outbound campaign effectively. And it's through pure maths. At the start, I began by saying it's just a systemized approach once you have the fundamentals in place. So what does a return on investment look like? It's absolutely crazy for this model, and that's why I said email is actually not dead. It's the best it's ever been. So your cost per contact is around about 10 pence. the lead rate is 4%. A cost per lead is costing you about £3. So your lead to demo conversion rate, say about 30. So not everyone who says, oh yeah, look, I'm interested, will actually join a call to you. So your cost to get someone on the call increases then to just over £8. Like I mentioned before, I said a 90% demo rate. If this one is a live project, so this is like real figures, we're getting an 80% close rate. The demo close rate is a lot lower, but the price of the product is a £10,000 product. So the cost to acquire a customer works out at £52 for a £10,000 project. So that is how effective the outbound prospecting can be if done correctly. But it takes a level of investment. As I've said, the steps to go in before you can get there. But once you get there, you have that repeatable and ongoing growth within the business, what you desire. So now it's about replication and closing the sales, because you've done everything. You've got the foundations in place. You've now got new opportunities coming in, new leads. How do we scale and optimize the sales team? So often the founder is responsible still for selling the product and services, and the sales team relies on the founders to come into important meetings. And founders often say, I hear all the time, oh, just pull me in on that, because they don't want to lose the sale. They want to provide the value. But the sales team never come up to your standard because they have the safety net. And often salespeople are doing a 360 role. So you're asking them to outbound prospect, qualify leads, try to get people on call, have the meeting, follow them up, account manage, It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. And you have and what that causes, it's the inability to create repeatable business, because the founder stays within talking to everyone, and it bottlenecks the business's growth. And often, like 100k to 200k a month, the founders, because the sales team isn't working how they want, they don't feel comfortable in investing in the sales and market resource, because they just don't know if they're going to get that return. But that's required for them to stop treading water, so they're in a catch-22 position. So the new way of doing this is recruit and train a junior sales team. Like I said, older sales teams are probably not good sales reps, because if they could sell, they would be working for themselves. So we want junior, high-energy salespeople that you can provide them with the Bible and then critique and help them improve. You can do this like on a base plus commission or commission only, and pay commission well. If someone's really putting the work in and they're getting you fantastic results, pay commission well, because what that then does is it helps attract new people coming into your business in a process that can be scaled. And you've got intelligent, hungry young talent, who've got a high earning potential based on results. And you've got an engaged sales team that's very low risk, because they're just working on a validated method that you've created. And you use the evidence of the top performing sales reps to attract more sales reps, and this helps you scale the business really effectively. So some insights to this. So commission only sales reps scale quicker, because they need to do it to make money. So it's a sink or swim, and it's very low risk for the business. Commission only reps are only a viable option when you have a systemized approach, because it's unfair to bring someone into the business and expect them to generate their own leads, do all the prospecting, do all the qualification, then do all the follow-ups, do all the account management. So you need the process in place before you can really start to activate this. Salespeople need constant incentives and management, and they need constant encouragement too. So once they understand the process, it's just about bringing energy, bringing confidence, constantly tweaking, constantly setting those targets and rewarding people when they're doing well. 40% of reps without a systemized process actually give up after their first follow-up call. So if you are running a systemized approach where, say, cold calling is in that, if you're not really systemizing that, most people will give up after the first one. And like evidenced before, most customers don't say yes until they've been sort of on the fourth or fifth communication. So if you're giving up on your first one, how are you ever going to close those sales that would say yes eventually? Focus salespeople on closing and run prospects separately. So you wouldn't get your plasterer to do your plumbing, So find out where people are best, create the opportunity, and then you can help someone go from maybe who's just doing those qualification calls or discovery calls onto then the sales calls eventually, and it makes for really good progression within the organization and succession planning too. In addition, use a guarantee. If you can, you'll close much higher rates, and your refund rate doubles, like worst case scenario. So if you close at 130% higher, which is the industry standard, and your refund rate doubles from say 5 to 10%, you've still made an additional 23% on your bottom line. And probably if you didn't give a good service anyways, you should be looking to give a refund or give a guarantee. So you probably do it anyways, but tell them what you're going to do, and it really will increase your closing rate of a client. So this is what I've built out, all the things that I've learned over the 10 years of leading business development teams nationally and internationally. I've managed to segment it into 6 sections. So there's a section on learning, there's a section on structure and framework, there's a section on management and training, on asset building and client engagement. So it really is a complex and deep role, and most people who are in sales roles have never been through this level of understanding of what it actually takes. So just by educating, supporting, going through like teaching and educating the sales process, creating that framework, then managing and training on an ongoing basis, providing and creating the right assets to help them, and then also understanding how to engage with the client effectively will just rapidly, even if you scrapped everything else within this video, even just getting these right in the current form would rapidly increase your sales conversions. So how would you scale commission only reps? So you can create a sales letter and promote this similar to how you would prospect, get them into a funnel, get them to apply, host a group webinar where you present the opportunity and you get a flood of applicants in, and you can select either the key ones or you can allow everyone to come on board. What I would do is select the key ones and give those key ones a float if you're doing commission only, or if you're doing base plus commission, do pretty low base, but then have a really sort of high uncapped earning potential for the commission reps. So step 7, once all that's done, we're going to digitize the process. So at the moment, we're currently relying on face-to-face engagement for sales interaction, and that's higher cost to sell the product because you have to pay sales reps, and there's a heavily reliant on human input, which causes variability and inefficiencies. So once the sales letter has been created and you've tested it, validated, multiple clients have purchased and been through the offer, and the sales team have successfully done it, not just the founder, then we've done that in step 6, the step above. It's time to record it and turn the sales letter into a video sales letter, which will include the frequently asked questions, some of the objections that have been overcome in direct sales meetings that we've done. So the outcomes to that, it significantly reduces the cost to market and the conversions will be way higher. Clients can self-service and gain insights digitally, so by the time they're engaged with a business, they're a much warmer lead and it will take less time for them to convert into a sale because they've received so much value of working with your organization. So you then eliminate your scaling challenges and you can go to different countries, mass market, because you really have a systemized, scalable approach. So a study's shown that video increases the click-through rates on websites by 25%, and video increases organic traffic by 157%. A well-made video sales letter increases purchasing intention by 97%. So that gets them closer to thinking, yeah, I can work with these guys. It's not closing the sale, but it's purchasing intention. Adding videos to your landing pages increases the conversion rate by 80%. So this is driving traffic from web to, say, download or book a call. Visitors spend 88% more time browsing through a site with a video than just text-based. So how does a video sell? So the video sales letter is your sales letter in a digital format. The content's been validated because you've been through it with multiple times with prospects. So you're helping your clients receive value even before they connect with you or your sales team. So the video letter is the equivalent of a full-time sales resource working 24/7, 365. So collaboration. So this is the bonus section. So once you have all this set up, now you're at the stage to plug in partners. Do not try to get people to resell your product. No one will be as good at selling your product as you are or incentivized, even if you're paying them commission. So what happens is you bring on a reseller, partners struggle to sell, Partnerships often don't generate the revenue. You've done most of the work anyhow, and partners' priorities are their businesses. It's not growing your profits. You need to take full responsibility for that. So a partner is really what the cost is to market, which is essentially it normally becomes higher than you doing it yourself anyhow. And you want to keep that cost to market between like 10 to 20% max in terms of your value price, where often a lot of people pay partners way high. But if you can set up your own process effectively, you're getting that it actually should probably only take you 10%. So if a partner can do that for 10% and scale, fantastic. If they want more, you might want to consider, can I do this directly myself? Obviously, there's other key strategic reasons why I've done partnerships and why I love them so much, but you need to understand the downsides to them as well before you start activating partnerships. So provide the video sales letter that can be easily shared with the network and directs them towards your funnel, and add some of your partner's content to that so it gives them resonance with their current audience, so that the outcomes of putting them through a correct and really valuable sales process will give you a low cost to market, it's low resource for you and your partner, and you keep full control of the sales process. So by plugging partners is the most valuable once everything else has been validated, because you don't want to run 3-5 different processes within the business. You just want one, and you want to funnel everyone through that process. So what type of partner is best? And this is key. So an organization whose current clients are your target clients and your offer complements their offer, therefore making them incentivized to promote you more. Offering them a revenue share rarely yields a significant returns, so they need to be incentivized by something more than money. So let me just take an example of, again, so DLI, the Digital Learning Institute, they have an offer of upskilling the digital learning teams within L&D businesses and further education colleges and training providers. So a great complementary partner to DLI would be an LMS provider, because LMS providers would want wider adoption of their technology and usage. So if someone is higher trained on digital skills, they will get that. So the 7 steps that you can use: ask your clients about their results and prospective clients about their needs. Design the most profitable offer that solves your dream client's #1 pain points. Write the sales letter that's your company's Bible. Build the market funnel to capture new opportunities that's not a website. Launch a hyper-personalized target campaign and validate that one best channel that delivers repeatable customers. Systemize the process that helps the team scale, and digitize the entire process. So what are your options? Continue as you are without a structured growth plan. This will result in the opportunity loss and possible loss of current market share. The route most people take: hire a new sales director, sales team, marketing agency, manager, try to push the both together, and they make mistakes and they take long to do. And the direct cost of a sales director is 80k, a salesperson is around about 50k, marketing, let's say 20 to 60k. And beware of that. Only hire people with evidence of results, because what you'll do is you'll end up just hiring someone and they won't get you the results that you want, and that money will just be wasted. So you're looking at a minimum of 150k a year, and 50% of staff don't work out. So that could, be a cost per year of around about 300k. And yet again, you still don't know if you're going to yield results from that. It's unlikely to work because marketing and sales don't work well together. You hear all the promises, but there's no guarantee. And you also have the direct cost, no guarantee return, and miss out on new business opportunities. Or we can work together. We can run through this proven model that has deliverables, timelines for a fraction of the cost, and we'll use the methodology to identify profitable segments, create plans, and confidently pursue directions that makes the business more profitable than ever before. So we'll align the team, quickly adapt to the market changing conditions, improve efficiently through Salesforce, eliminate time wasting in marketing and sales, and essentially grow the value of the business as quickly and effectively as possible. So remember these guys, Brendan from above, who went from 100k to £1 million a month. I've actually included Brendan's video in here for anyone to watch. Brendan posted a very nice comment on my LinkedIn and said he doesn't give these testimonials very often, but in this case, he's very, very happy to support as I expand my business and help other entrepreneurs increase shareholder value and increase turnover. As mentioned before, Olive is in a position with lots of options for further growth, and these options are on the table now because of how much we focused on the growth strategy, and therefore we highly recommend anyone contemplating working with Jordan. I am very serious, and I know how to grow a business, and it's not aspirational by luck. I've just showed you the science. So if you invest in, Brandon said, if you invest in Jordan, he'll give you an amazing return on investment. And that's what we're all looking for, return on investment for what we invest in. So I have very high energy, a smile, you can probably guess from this video. Confident and smart. I think I am pretty smart. And Brandon and I worked together very, very quickly. You know, within a couple of hours, we were like, yes, let's do this, because Brandon's an action taker, and action takers get results. You know, Brandon's a multimillionaire, super successful, sold multiple businesses, and will go on to sell and exit another one in the e-learning space. So Brandon wrote some very key words and some very kind words, and liked it to being on a professional team of how we actually transition the business forward. And I do create a bit of edginess in the business, you know, but it is to help it grow, taking into consideration the culture and how the business is. But also change does require a little bit of pain at times. So we have to create a bit of pain within there. So these are some of Olive customers that we acquired, and we can do the same. John, the DLI founder and CEO. So I've been working very closely with John. As you can see, the revenues have increased there, and this is a very recent snapshot. So we increased those revenues substantially, and then there's been incremental growth from there, and we are really just getting started. What we'll see over the next couple of months, and I'm very excited to update this, will be an exponential growth as the B2B campaigns start to close, because we've got an absolutely phenomenal pipeline now. So as John mentioned there, best month ever so far. This is some feedback from one of the sales reps after implementing the sales letter on a group video that the CEO delivered that I created. We were actually getting bookings and purchases straight away, the first time that's ever happened. In terms of the sales process, we've been refining and updating the process based on feedback. So what the lead sales rep had said here is, thanks for the calls this morning. So I've been reviewing, and our team has been optimizing the calls. He started applying the techniques to his calls that I fed back on, and put in a 5% book on the call, money back guarantee. And this guy is super great salesman and a really kind person. It's super friendly, but he's almost too friendly. He's building rapport rather than getting the points across. And I said, look, just save the friendliness to the end, offer a action bonus, and say that we'll give them the money back if the product doesn't work, because we're confident about our product. And it worked. He closed the call on the sale, so now he has the confidence to do that moving forward. That was a process. You know, I've been working I've been working in the business and on the business for a couple of months now. So this is a gradual approach, you know, and we've took it step by step. But now we've got the best sales techniques and value to the customers that they're actually thanking us for the sales calls. And he's going to share that video, which I will share too. So we focused on the most profitable channel. We created the sales letter and sales process and all the market materials, changed the marketing strategy to focus on sales rather than brand. We generated new sales, new opportunities, and secured some fantastic new strategic partnerships as well. Vivek, as I mentioned, we went heavy on the research to bring the effective, to bring the product to market super effectively. And like I said, that first project went so well. Now we are responsible for growing that full international business. So this is for founders and CEOs, and due to the constant change environments for businesses, we need to adapt what we do. And this 7-step framework will help you evaluate your existing activities for investment purposes and get the maximum results for all the hard work you put into your business. So my promise to you is you'll get a battle tested 12-month plan for executing and generating new free cash flow. Increase sales revenue within 2 to 3 months. You'll build a proven process that can predictably find, educate, and convert cold prospects into ideal clients at scale. Create new client inflow efficiently. You'll have a team focused on generating new opportunities 24/7, led by me at all times. Full-time focus from one of the best and most successful digital marketers, Jacob. 11 to 12 new qualified business opportunities by month 3, and 150 to 300 by month 12. You can finally stop thinking and worrying about where the next sale is coming from. You'll be able to scale with systems effectively and forget about that horrible feeling of wasting money on initiatives that didn't work. You and your team will feel confident about the process, and I'm telling you, your team will absolutely love this engagement. They'll become way more confident, energized and love and not fear getting on a call with a prospect because they know they bring in so much value. New clients will love to engage with you because they receive massive value, and you'll no longer be competing in a commodity market against competitors that have a worse service than you, because you're separating and you're differentiated, and we will be focused on business sales, which frees you up to concentrate your energies on directing the business and executing tasks that you should be doing and now you can do as a CEO because you have someone working on this all the time. So you'll have a trusted partner that's passionate, fully transparent about growing your business and making an impact, and we'll do it for you. We have no excuses. We do the work and we have 100% accountability. So what you get when we're working together, we'll capture all of your case studies, create media, highlight videos, full videos, and blogs. So we create so many assets within the business that'll help with top of the funnel activities, will help drive new opportunities and convert opportunities. This is number one. We'll get all of the copy from there to create the rest of the effective sales and marketing campaign. We'll create the most profitable offer for you and working with you and the team to understand really deeply what you do, why you do it, and the value that's being received. We'll have the sales letter, which will be your Bible. So we'll create all of that, build your full website and funnel, and integrate core software with that so it's fully automated. We'll run and manage and deliver a 12-month client acquisition strategy with outbound campaigns, newly qualified booked meetings, and manage all of your database. And if you don't have a CRM, we'll even set that one up for you. If you do have a CRM, it's no problem. We can run a separate one and integrate in when new deals come in. No problem at all. But if you do want, and you are at most people hate CRMs and don't have it set up effectively, we can do that, create all the automation for you. Your sales process will be refined. You'll have ongoing mentorship, training, we'll work with you and do this with you and for you, and it'll just breed confidence throughout the whole sales team. We'll digitize that and turn it into a video sales letter and systemize the process, and we'll help you engage and select those key partners with the best outcomes for you and your partners. So we are only taking on one client a month because I personally guarantee results, and it's a hell of a lot of work to do what I've just showcased you there. So we only have the capacity to do one client a month. On the call, if you do want to book a call below now and book a strategy session with me, we'll run through a micro detail action plan of how this actually works, but we can only do that once we've learned about your business, understand the challenges, and give you sort of feedback. So we'll do that on the call. We'll give you sort of full feedback in terms of understand where you are now. Look, this is what we do if we were you, and if we do want to work together and you qualify us and we qualify you, and we think, look, this could be a great partnership and it works, then we can discuss that. But it is an application process because, like I said, we're only working with one client a month, and because we are investing in the project from a success side, we need to ensure that we are working with clients who have the same values as ourselves and who are really ready to make that growth in the next step within the business. So we personally guarantee anything that's invested within FE Growth Partners will make you that back ×2 within the first 12 months. And if we don't, we will work for free until we do so. So what I'm guaranteeing here, practice what you preach, double your investment in 12 months. And this isn't double your investment, we've got to do all the work. We will do the work with you and for you and build out those assets in knowledge, in systems, in operating procedures, and training within your business. And this won't only increase the value of the revenue, it'll also increase the enterprise value. And if we don't achieve this in 12 months, you give my personal support that we'll do this at no cost until we do so. So really looking forward to chatting with you. Please do now book a call. And now I'm just going to touch on some questions that have been asked. So how do I grow my business whilst we're growing yours? So your growth is my growth, as simple as that. If your business doesn't grow, my business doesn't grow. So I'm personally and professionally invested in your growth. I've invested in the world's best operators, like I've just shown you, Jacob, and I also have, from an operations side and fulfillment side, a fantastic consultant that has put all of our back-end systems working together, so we know we can achieve the goals. And if we are slightly off, we know what we need to do to ramp them. So I'm very confident that we've got the best delivery support in the world. Questions. So what if it doesn't work? Do I get my money back? So if it doesn't work, it will work, because we're repeating a proven model. If we don't think it'll work, we'll just say, look, unfortunately we can't help, because we're only taking on one client a month. So we don't need to take on a lot of clients to be successful in this. So we're only going to do it if it's work. We're investing in the partnership, so we've got to make it work. And like I said, we don't take on any clients if we can't deliver results. So far, we've not only had 100% success rate, but everyone has grown. So they've expanded what they initially wanted us to do with them. So how can I guarantee these results? Well, it's simple maths. Jacob's a nerd as well. He's self-confessed nerd, so I'm not being derogatory here. We kind of like that title. Jacob is more on the sort of technical marketing side, and me on the sales strategy side. So together, it really makes a fantastic partnership. So with that, we can fill the pipeline with new opportunities, and we can deliver a killer sales argument. So we create the opportunity, and we know how to close, and that's all you need to do to grow your revenue. So let's just do some simple maths. If we have 5 domains, so 5 new email domains, and we have 3 inboxes per domain, that's 15 email accounts, and 30 email a day is a sweet spot, so you don't get put into spam. So we're sending 450 personalized emails a day, going out at a lead rate at 1%, which is super low for us. That would give you 4 to 5 leads a day, low ball. No one's given this kind of numbers in prospecting, and most companies would be happy with an additional 10 new opportunities a month. So this is how we guarantee our results. Simple maths. So how do we grow the business? Oh, that's a double one. So why is a sales letter so important, and why does no one use one, and how does it work? That is a great question, because I've just preached for most of this video of how important it is. People aren't using it yet, but they will. The most successful internet marketers in the States have been using it for years, and that's where it's leading, and it's starting to filter down. So we're ahead of the curve. So that's why I'm really excited, and I'm very confident that we can return fantastic results, because we're just following a proven model that's been done time and time again. But people will cop onto this, so that's why it's so important to act now. So how it works, we'll personally interview all of your clients. We'll collect incredible unique insights, providing a foundation of social proof that will underpin your offer for years to come. We will then recraft your offer and separate yourselves from the marketplace, making it a no-brainer for people to say yes. While you may not want to change your offer, we've sent hundreds of thousands of emails, and we know the companies that we partner with will build an offer and a product and try to attract some sort of traffic to it. But we can model the offer around the traffic, so that's how it's going to work. So in most cases, we can even double your price in inbound leads by just tweaking the offer. So you can keep your operations the same, but what we're going to do is we're going to restructure the front of that for you to make it way more attractive. So you can transpose those unique insights and new offerings into a single document. And this video sales letter, the sales letter, doesn't get tired, it doesn't complain, doesn't ask for pay rises, and it doesn't catch COVID. And you don't even have to pay for it, and you can get millions of pounds in return. And we have done that. We've generated over £1 million in sales letters, and we will personally write your sales letter between Jacob and I. And the value of the sales letter becomes the most single important asset to your business. Okay, another one. I thought email marketing was dead. So email marketing is incredible for B2B, especially if you then layer in LinkedIn on top of that. It's low cost, it's predictable, and it's hyper targeted. Why it's not working is most people are doing it wrong. As mentioned, we're seeing DLI now getting a 75% open rate, and email is better than ever for creating new opportunities. Why doesn't an agency work? Well, they don't understand your clients, they don't take responsibility for sales, and they're more focused on their monthly recurring revenue than they are yours. What makes sales successful? So the document that I showed you before is all the elements. So it's mindset, learning, structure, management and training, asset building, and client engagement. What does our working relationship look like? We learn, so we learn from you, we learn from the client, we get deeper into the market. I already understand the education market, but we'll take a deeper dive into your specific needs. Then we do the work. Then we engage with your team to impart the knowledge whilst remaining responsible as the partner for delivering results. We are your key strategic partner. That is it. We help you build the business for the next 12 months, and for that we take a slice of the success, and then you can then keep that on forevermore or expand and extend out the services, but you're getting an accelerated model for the next 12 months. So what do you need from us? What do I need from you to get this going? So it's a simple and it's a low investment of your time, because what we want to do is get you focused on those results as a CEO and us take things off your plate, not give you more things to do. So we need to be able to interview your clients and see where you get results. You need to give us a brief on who your target and dream clients are and provide us an overview of your offer and services, how it works, and any unique elements. So we'll cover that within the first 2 months, and we'll get the campaigns live within two to 3 weeks, and we'll build all the rest as we go, but we'll get the lead and new prospecting live within the first 2 to 3 weeks. So that's how we see revenue growth within 2 to 3 months. As you can see from DLI, it was even more rapid than that. And then 3 months onwards, we'll engage with your team appropriately to close new business. So thanks for watching, and please book a call if you're interested, and we can have a quick strategy session, learn a little bit more about your business, see if we're a good fit. Looking forward to speaking with you.